How will Texas and Texas A&M get back on track with Jimbo and Sark in charge? So I've been asked this a fair amount lately. I've been asked about what the futures of these programs look like with these guys in charge. And every time they lose, it's familiar. It's a familiar refrain. I got to be clear with you. I don't think that these are comparable situations. Broad strokes, yeah, they've both underachieved relative to expectation. But only Texas A&M, to me, has disastrously underachieved this year. Like Texas, to me, Sark's getting a lot of heat because you don't want to blame the mirror. Like they went 5-7 last year. Right now they're tracking, well, they're already better than that. And so they will finish better than that. So Steve Sarkesian is guaranteed now to have a better season this year than they did last year. Where he's getting heat is, yeah, they've had some ugly showings. I don't deny that. But he's getting heat because a lot of folks picked him to win the Big 12. A lot of folks were just higher on him. I have famously feuded with the JP poll because our model has been sky high on Texas. But the thing about it is they go to Kansas this week. They got Baylor next week. If they even win one of those games, much less two of them, they're either 7-5 or 8-4. You're talking about a 2 or a 3 game improvement from last year. That is, while it may not be what you wanted in year 2, that is not failure. That is not disastrous failure. Texas A&M is horrific this year. They are awful. They are not even close to bowl consideration. UConn, Jim Mora Jr., those folks are going to a bowl and A&M's going to sit at home and watch them. It's gross. And so you've got one situation where the tires are flat and you got another situation where the tires aren't there. Where are the tires? It's sitting on cinder blocks. It's apples and bowling balls. It's totally different situations. To me, I look at Texas, and I think they are tweaks away. They are adjustments away. A&M has got to strip the thing down and start from scratch. I don't mean the program, by the way. I mean the philosophy. They've just got to overhaul philosophically, and so that is where the future focus is. Not too far down the road either. Like, think about where we are. Right now, it's November 15th. They got 2 games left. They've got, I think, UMass and they got LSU, and that's it. There's no bowl game. So their version of the offseason starts in 2 weeks, less than 14 days from now. If he's making changes, they're going to come pretty quick. And so what changes are we talking about? I got a little tidbit for you, actually, when it comes to A&M. It has nothing to do with the football program. It has everything to do with our show in College Station. I'll tell you in a second. So everybody in College Station has convinced themselves, partially out of hope, that Jimbo Fisher knows what needs to happen. I've spoken to some folks close to the program recently, and that's exactly what they say. Bro, Jimbo knows, like he knows what needs to happen. And look, I hope that's true, because what you're talking about is hiring an offensive coordinator. To be clear, everyone out there who's unclear on that, the hope and the belief is, okay, it's a disaster this year. That is going to prompt Jimbo to hire an offensive coordinator and delegate control, play calling, whatever the case may be, and be more of a CEO. I think that would be an excellent move. I think it is a necessary, mandatory move. But when I say mandatory and necessary, I mean for them to be good. I don't mean it's necessary or else Jimbo's gone, because he gets that buyout no matter what. He could go knock off a convenience store in broad daylight. You're still giving him that buyout. There is no clause. Like there's no, well, he didn't try hard enough. Nope. That's the deal you agreed on. And so it's not mandatory for him to change a thing. But he has to if he wants to win. Now, the simple question that will remain unanswered for at least a couple more weeks is, does he scratch that? He knows it. Does he feel it? Because no one looks at the production out there and says, yep, this is good enough. Not even Jimbo. Has he convinced himself that it's a lot more on him than just lack of player execution? Or does he really still believe, no, the plays are there to be had. Our guys just aren't executing enough. And what I say in response to that is Tennessee doesn't execute perfectly every week either. They still hang 45 or 50. I guarantee you when Josh Heupel and his staff go into film sessions on Sunday, they do not grade their offensive performance at 100%. They do not put green all over that sheet. There's a lot of red. There are a lot of correctables. They're scoring 45 and 50 in the process of being imperfect. Jimbo's struggling in the top 20, and he's sitting there saying, we have to be perfect just to be better than this. It doesn't work. It's a non-starter. So I can't answer anything because I don't know where he's going to go. But with Sark, I was over on Horns 24/7 earlier today, and there's a pretty deep thread over there asking whether Sark needs to hire an OC. No, he doesn't need to hire an OC. You got one of the best to me in the country. My mind doesn't change on that just because they struggled against TCU, or you got a couple of examples this year of games where they didn't hang a huge crooked number. I still think the world of the guy as a play caller. Philosophically, I love his offense. I don't think we've seen the full version of it because they're not at quarterback what they need to be, candidly. Now, is that on them? Sure. Is it on Quinn Ewers to a degree? Sure. Is he a first-year starter? Yeah, that's also true. So it may just be that they're a lot better next year. I'm selling next year with Texas already, by the way. But I don't view these as the same. But I will tell you this, 2023, one way or the other, is going to be a show-me year for a lot of big-time coaches out there, and we're talking about two of them. I can make the case for Jimbo. Make the staff changes, we're good in 2023. I can make the case for Sark. Just keep progressing. Just keep trending upwards. And if we're in the 9 or 10 win category or better next year, all's well. What I can't do for either of these guys is settle for another 5 or 6 win season. Just split the difference. That's kind of where they are right now. I can't sell that in 2023. I can't. There's too much on the line. Texas is about to head to the SEC. A&M's already in the thick of it, and they're the worst team in the SEC this year. Worst. There is no record worse than that. I can't sell subpar performance in 2023 and then try and sell you 2024. I can't do that. So I don't even want to get that far down the road. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Make sure you like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Not just for me. That's how we keep this entire thing free.